Howdy, howdy. Welcome, everybody, to another Saturday night where, what? It's not Saturday night? It has to be. I wouldn't be doing the show. All right. I know it's Thursday. But, I have an exciting thing coming up this weekend, so I'm not able to do a live show on Saturday night. If I do, it's going to be like really late to spill the beans on what's going on for me. Thank you, Matt. Mr. Paranormal Consultant. It's very rare that you don't see him on one of my shows giving me a hard time. But anyways, so I'll probably jump in Saturday night, if not Sunday, and fill you in on the good news. Saturday, I'm going to work, and then I got a bunch of stuff going on after. That's good. So bring up the good energy. So it worked out also to where our guest tonight, Unsainted Paranormal, is able to join us on a Thursday. So it worked out. The only downfall about it is we're kind of having a little bit of the show running consecutive with Paranormal Consultant show, Matt. And so you guys are going to have to take a little bit of time to choosing. Do you finish watching this, jump over right away? Either way, it works out because we got replays and such on both shows. So yes, if you want to check out both shows, here you go. Thank you, Matt. So without further ado, I am going to bring on our first guest, Seth from Unsainted Paranormal. Hello, Seth. How you doing?
How's it going?
It's going, and I see that your friend made it in the background there, though he looks a little camera shy. You can't see him, right?
No, I can't.
It looks like some of your friends are already starting to pop on. Shannon says, "Hey, Seth." And since I have no visual cue on your friend Gray X, I think that's how he has his title, is ready, I'm just going to throw him on. And if he's ready, he'll speak. And if he's not, that's okay too. Oh, hey.
What's up?
You decided to jump on the camera, huh?
Yeah, I didn't even know I was trying to figure out how to use it.
It's all good. Nice to meet you. This is the first time I'm meeting Mr. Gray.
Nice to meet you too.
If we don't get copyright infringements from, that big movie.
Yeah, that's what all my social media names and stuff are.
Was that before the show or the movie?
It's been like that maybe 4 or 5 years. I'm not sure.
Nice. Well, we're not going to leave that like that. That's for sure. Or like that. I'm trying to find a good setup. So anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all coming on and helping me out with my show tonight. That's really cool. Especially since I found you, Seth, through TikTok of all places.
Yep.
I was kind of surprised how quickly you were able to reach out to me and connect with this because you're saving my butt tonight. So it doesn't matter which one of you gentlemen would like to say where you're, which group you guys are from and give a little history about it.
Seth, you can go ahead.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna throw you under the bus.
Well, obviously, my name is Seth. I've been doing this since like 2009. Recently, like in 2019, was able to get a group started, and they've been, they've been pretty good.
And the group is Unsainted Paranormal.
Unsainted Paranormal.
We're gonna cut you right off there, buddy.
Yeah.
And that is on correct for Facebook and YouTube, right?
Correct.
And is that the same for Twitter? TikTok too?
TikTok, it has the underscore.
Okay, I'm saying it underscore paranormal. For those, hey guys, if you got a moment, especially those that are on Facebook, take time to go over and click like on their Facebook page. That'd be awesome. So you both belong to Unsainted Paranormal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, what made you guys come up with that name? That's probably the first time I've seen such a name.
Well, okay, so a long time ago, I think it was like 2008. I was a part of a band called the Fallen Angels, and I just kept with that whole thing. And one of my favorite songs by Slipknot is called Unsainted. I was like, you know what? I like that name. And I
Nice.
like doing paranormal stuff, so I put two of my favorite things together.
Nice, awesome. And now, you're getting a lot of people here saying, "Hey, Seth, welcome." Um, so your crew is definitely showing up. Bailey, I'm assuming that's you, Mr. Gray.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Oh, okay. Underneath, they're saying hi to each other. Hi, Heather. How you doing? I guess I gotta read all the comments, not pick and choose through what's what.
Yeah.
But so anyways, you guys are based down in the Carolinas.
That's right.
Yep.
Nice. A lot of activity down there.
The places that we've been to, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting places not even far from us. It's crazy how many places are down here in our town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Is
there's
it,
like a place every 5 minutes.
now is that like tourist trap places or places that locals would know?
Surprisingly enough, some of these places locals don't even know about.
Yeah, a
Oh,
lot of these places are very unknown.
nice. So you guys got kind of like a little inside scoop there.
Yeah, pretty much.
See,
Definitely.
there's a place about, I guess about 45 minutes away from me. If you watch through my videos, you'd see it's a little cemetery that a lot of people don't have no clue about, but it's very active. Actually, I had to have my car blessed after being there. My car actually, to us, we say got possessed by something because I was dumb enough to run a spirit box through it. We're sitting in the car running the spirit box through the FM radio, and yeah, it was to the point where we took it to a garage to be looked over and see what the problem with the radio is, because the radio would turn on by itself and all kinds of weird things. And to make it a long story short, and the garage actually called us up about an hour later, said, "Come get your car, it's done." And when we went there, they're like, "Don't bring it back. We can't find out what's wrong with it. Don't bring it back."
I hate to say this, but you're giving me bad ideas.
Well, you know how you hook up. Do you guys use the spirit box?
I don't think any of us have one yet.
Not yet, but I have been using this thing called Ghost Tube.
Okay, we'll get to that in half a second.
Okay.
Now, if you guys pick up Spirit Box, there's a little auxiliary port. And I just picked up a FM transmitter from Walmart for like $8. Hooked it up into the headphone jack and run it through this radio. So that's a little tip for you. Now, this device you're talking about there, Seth?
Yeah, Ghost Tube. It's an app that I've seen a lot of other paranormal investigators on TikTok use, and we've gotten some pretty good things out of it. Gray over there found a abandoned school / funeral home, and there was like you could still see like where they would have the bodies laying at in the on the slabs. And as soon as I put it down, it said grandson, and then it said the name Linda, and it was just started picking up all these crazy things.
Now I could already hear people screaming. Phone apps don't work.
I do hear that a lot, but I mean, when it comes to a funeral home,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, with everything, you take everything with a grain of salt. But
Definitely.
I mean, I've even played it at work. Just like at the end of the night where, it's just me and I'm doing stuff. It doesn't. You don't hear anything. Like it's quiet, and then every once in a while, you'll get something that like like we've been making fun of something, just calling it Henry, and one night it just kept saying Henry all over.
Really?
Yep.
Now, see that you could say the same. Well, not you, but people talk about the phone apps like that. Could say the same with like the Spirit Box picking up radio static.
Yep.
EV or voice recorders picking up EVPs. Oh, it's whatever they would say. But so the way it sounds like is the way I would go about it is using the location and the information got from it. Obviously, if it's saying like the slab or at the morgue there, if it's specific to that, to me the app's working.
Yeah. The cool thing about it too is that it also has an EMF detector that's built in with it. And and Gray can tell you because in the last videos that I put up on TikTok, like it went off, and we thought it was something that I did, but I pulled out like my knife and I put it beside it, and like it picks up like metal or anything that can disturb that.
Wow.
And I proved at least that.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, and phones nowadays are so sophisticated. Like Matt says, to me, phone apps are just harder to validate, and that's true. You're gonna get a lot more static from that. I've been using well, I haven't been using. I've used a couple times a phone app by Huff Paranormal.
Yeah.
The Miracle Box.
Yep.
I'm not
I
quite
paid for that.
What's that?
Whenever it first came out, I got it, and I don't know how to work it yet.
It's not crazy hard, but it's not crazy easy. It's kind of one of those things where I feel what they want you to do is turn down the volume of it, ask a question, and then after half a minute or so, you turn it back up. And I just feel like with turning it down and such, you just lose the opportunity of getting stuff. But I don't know. I'm only like 5% convinced that it's a great app or a usable app.
Yeah.
So it sounds like what you're using is a lot more usable when you're out on the field. So you have a lot of people going to the chat. You have a lot of people saying hello and yeah, I'm reading as I go along, saying way to go, Seth and Alex. Matt again saying I'd hassle Scott more, but I have to get ready for my show. Yeah, I was. That's the true reason why I had you guys on there now, so that way I don't have to deal with him. The question that came across is: have y'all gone to Big Ham's place? Bigham's?
Oh,
place?
Bigham's, the Bigham house.
Not Big Ham's.
No.
You might be talking about the Bingham's Light.
Well, no, there was the house is like back where we're at, Alex.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where the house was so I could go make a video out there. We got to go out there.
So that's local to you guys.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like it's very local. Like
that's a famous one though.
We could if we were strong enough, we could throw a stone and hit the area where it's at. It's in between where we both live at.
You guys haven't checked it out yet?
I checked that was like one of my first places I went to when I first started. All I had was a digital camera and a flashlight.
Okay.
Now I have the ghost tube. I have a better camera. I have all these other different things now, and I'm about to start ordering more things from these people that make these paranormal stuff. that I met on TikTok.
Do you know the name of the place?
I do not. I don't know them right offhand, but
There's a guy that was on Matt's show, and Matt might be able to help me if he's still on, the Attic Junkie or something like that, and he makes his own stuff.
yeah.
Hi guys.
I will have to make a post and on my page and tag them in it because they have some good stuff.
Nice. That's why I don't like Static. Probably about the hi Christine. Probably about the ghost box. I can never go with y'all. I would freak out. That's the person that was asking about the house there.
Yeah, that's my aunt.
That's your aunt. She
Yeah.
She ain't very brave for such things.
Lord no.
You guys would have to protect her, huh?
Something like that.
I can see the claw marks on your back of your shoulders of her. No.
That is very, very plausible.
You're not black and blue from the spirits. You're black and blue from her. And I don't mean to be picking on you, Auntie. Cherie says, I want to go on a paranormal walk. You guys have a lot of those down your way?
All of them are down there in Charleston, South Carolina. That's so far the only place that we really haven't been to as a group yet.
Okay.
It most definitely is on the would it be wish list?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I couldn't think of the word.
Paranormal list. Some people call it a bucket list.
That's what I was looking for, bucket list.
This is the Attic Junkie Paranormal.com. This guy was on his show. He's a pretty decent down to earth guy, and he does his own stuff. And reasonable price too. But so this group that you guys are part of now, you're the founder, Seth.
Yes and no. I'm more like the person that had the idea, but it was like other people that helped bring that dream together.
Okay.
So more like I am like the foundation, but the people that I started this whole group with, it's more like co-ownership.
Right. I understand. My group has 3 of us that started it. And Mr. Gray, you been there from day one, or are you?
No, I just maybe
more like
2
day
years
45.
ago.
Day 45.
Yeah.
So you said a couple days?
No, I probably met them a year and a half ago, maybe. That's when we started going out and exploring all these places.
I was about to say, wow, he threw you right out into the spotlight for everybody after a couple days. Look, you're getting on this. So, yeah, sorry guys, I worked all day. I get up at like 3 a.m, so my mind is trying to keep rolling with things. And plus, as you guys probably heard me say a few times now, I usually do these on Saturdays, so I have a couple more days to try to think of what to say and not look so bleh. So while I'm trying to go through more stuff, it is asked, how do you guys feel about Ouija boards?
Okay, that's my manager, and she already knows how I feel about a Ouija board. She knows I don't use it. She knows my stance on it. Alex, on the other hand, I actually have a picture of right before.
Don't put my name in this.
Like moments before they started using it.
So the group itself has used it.
Yes, but just not the foundation. I've seen things and heard things, and I don't want to have that.
Yeah, I can understand that. We don't use them personally. there's one or two of our members that I think would, but most of the group don't care for them, so we kind of stay away from them. But there's a that topic comes up on a lot of the shows, and I would say generally, most people feel that they're not good to use. Now, my personal view is when you use them, the energy you put into it, like most people put into it as it's a game, Saturday night fun. So you don't get. It's possible to open up a bad doorway, but the odds are a little less. Now, those purposely using it for divining and things like that, I think they're walking a more closer line to opening up portals that could be bad. At least that's my view of it.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I've always been told not to really mess with them.
Well, that could go wrong, I believe.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And do you guys have somebody on the ability to close portals and cleanse things and deal with something demonic?
We do not.
No.
A lot of teams don't.
Trying to get. I'm trying to get somebody that I can trust and either teach me the way or do it for me. Even though they're not like physically here, they could still like do something from where they're at.
Right.
Because
I
do know a few people that can from a distance, and for me, I want to be able to like know how to do it so that nothing follows me back. So like say like if I take something, which I have a bad habit of doing.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like an inside joke there.
Well, it's more like an actual thing. I have a bad habit of doing that because I like to take mementos of places that I've been, other than like dropping a pinpoint on my map.
Right. Like being a little stone or little things like that.
Yeah.
The brick of gold over there.
Yeah, I took 2 rocks from one of these places, and yeah, it didn't end up too well.
All right, Matt. He says he's got to go and get ready for his show, and using my adorable. Yeah. So lost track of what's going on for a second. Your aunt is saying no. And Savannah, Georgia. I've heard Savannah's pretty good. Very paranormal hotspot.
Me and my cousin got kicked out of one of these haunted houses that they claim to be haunted. Like we got kicked out, and they're yeah, y'all can't come back anymore.
Really? That sucks. Well, I don't know. Was it not haunted?
No, there was nothing there.
Well, then I guess not that big of a deal. Don't waste money going back, right?
Absolutely correct.
And I've been to Gettysburg. Unfortunately, when I went, it was like at the start of the pandemic, so things were kind of a little. Well, okay, everything was slow there, like it still is for a lot of people. And it was kind of weird because I've been there twice in my life. The first time, people all over the place, ghost tours, ghost investigations, the place was packed. When I went this past summer, I believe it was this past summer. Anyways, it was like, I won't say it was quite a ghost town, but it was like no tours, nothing going on. You could eat in a restaurant, but it wasn't packed, which that part was nice.
Always.
But so I randomly looked up for graveyards that were open 24 hours, and there wasn't many, but there was one that we went to, and believe it or not, just randomly we went to one, and we ended up getting like EMF spikes and little blurbs on the spirit box and such, and which I thought was amazing considering it was a random graveyard on Google Maps.
Oh yeah. Those are usually the hidden gems.
No doubt. Well, it's got a video on YouTube, so it's not as hidden as it used to be. It's the old Elms House Cemetery.
Because like we're trying to. Oh, I know I am. I'm trying to branch out, go outside the state, and
Yes, me too.
Well, if you guys are ever up in the Warren, Pennsylvania area, there's a few places I could take you to. That are outside. We're talking about when I say we, me and Matt's been talking about having everybody that's been on our shows come up for a big gathering and paranormal gathering, just kind of hang out, barbecue, beers, and whatnot. Of course, you guys will be invited.
If my manager's still in here, I'm not showing up in 2 weeks.
No doubt. So you mean like a work manager?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were speaking of like you had management within your group there, and
No, like my work manager.
He's the few times I spoke to him, he talked nothing but great about his job, and he couldn't do without you guys, and nothing but praise for his working. So if he could volunteer and do it, he would. Okay, maybe not quite that far, but so one thing that's asked on a lot of shows and is and it sounds like we got to some of it, is where bucket lists. Where would be the places you like to investigate?
You want to go first, Seth?
I've already been to maybe my top 5 so far in South Carolina. But my number one, like across the entire United States, a lot of people think I'm crazy for this, but it's the Skinwalker Ranch in Utah.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
That's like my number one place I want to go to.
Now, what about, and Mr. Gray, we'll get to you in half a minute.
Okay.
Or it depends on how long he takes to answer. Is not even so much states. What about worldwide? Is say if you're able, somebody says you got tickets to blah blah blah, all expense paid, and these will be the same things I ask you, Mr. Gray.
Well, first place that I would want to go to would be where D-Day happened.
Okay,
that'd be the
That's a
very
good
first place.
You're the first one I heard answer that with that answer.
Because I feel like there's a lot of angst and unanswered things that are still probably there.
Correct. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I never thought about that place. I can see where that could be something. And Mr. Gray?
Where do I even start? One place that comes to mind. One place that comes to mind is the Suicide Forest in Japan.
Okay. Yep.
I would love to go film that. I also would love to go to Australia and film some of their underground subways that are abandoned, where a lot of like stuff happens.
I didn't know they had a lot of places in Australia that.
Yeah, they do.
Now I think in London when I think of underground abandoned tunnels.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'd be awesome. All those places are great places. I've heard of the Suicide Forest, and I kind of question, is that like a gimmick to get tourists and such, or you think that's 100% legit?
Well, I know some people have ran up on dead bodies out there. So
you're not. Please don't bring up that person.
I'm not. It's just
Okay.
different cases.
Okay, I just want to make sure you weren't bringing up that one person.
No, that dude ruined it for everyone.
Not for me.
But yeah, there's a lot of cases of people being found out there, so that makes me believe it.
That is quite true.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are a newer group, so I will change it from what's your go-to piece of equipment to which piece of equipment do you guys like is on your bucket list of owning?
I really want a ghost box over anything.
Well, there's a lot that I want, but I think it's I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I've seen it in Ghost Adventures where it's like either the Puck 2 or something else where they were holding the tablets, and it
The
was
SLS cam?
no, not the SLS cam. It was like you could see the worst that they were trying to put out there, make sentences with. I don't even know exactly.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen that.
But an SLS or God, I've said it like 4 times today and yesterday. God, so
It's all good.
Blank. But
It's all
but yeah, like the Puck 2 is another good one that I wouldn't mind having.
Now, see, I have never owned like any of the pucks and things like that. I've had 2 spirit boxes now. First one I had for some time, and something happened. It just quit on me, and that kind of sucked. And now I got the one with the dual spirit boxes on. And I like the older one better. It seemed to pick up and easier to use. I got more evidence that way. And one thing that I used to love to do with that is, I guess I love to do it with each one, is using the FM transmitter to radios. This one was slightly different. Our local mall here, which isn't there anymore, it got turned into a strip mall, is haunted. All kinds of stuff going on, and it's not because of the mall. It was what was on the property before that. And I would take that transmitter and the spirit box, because we had access to the place overnight and such. I would turn it down just barely audible about an hour before the mall shut down, and just let it run through the PA system to crank up the energy. And then when it was time to investigate, I would turn it up and just fill the halls up with that white noise, and that seemed to get things going. I bet you 10-1 that was probably the biggest speaker system a spirit box has ever been hooked up to.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But yeah, I would just turn it just down enough to where if you stopped and listened, you'd hear it. But if you were just walking, you wouldn't notice it was there. But I figured that was building up the energy. And then as it went on, it would, like I said, I'd crank it up when I was locking up the place. So, and yeah, that was a pretty interesting place. We still, if you take time, if you decide to watch some of my videos on YouTube, would probably be easier to find. Is I title them, I think the title is The Most Haunted Parking Lot in the World or something like that. And the back parking lot is pretty intense of the place. Like, there's some strange energy going on there. That's one place I would probably take you guys if you came up.
Yeah, we're pretty good at finding and going to old abandoned places. That's starting to become like our forte.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is the property's still active. There's stores. It's a strip mall. So it's not like it's an old closed down place. It's still got activity there. Both living and beyond. Sorry to cover you up again, but I've been to Gettysburg and I'm almost positive that I saw a soldier at night. Freaked me out, but I want to go back. Yeah, that's the thing about, and you guys probably could confirm this, is even though you might get a little freaked out and you see things, you always want to go back and check them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there one place that you guys keep going back to?
There's several.
Go ahead, Seth.
I'm pretty sure he already knows which one I'm getting ready to say.
And before you answer that, if those that are watching, please take the time to leave a comment. Anything you guys want to ask, shoot it in the chat, and we'll get to it as soon as possible. And if you haven't done it yet, go and like Unsainted Paranormal on Facebook and YouTube. Take a moment to do that. If you disappear off this live feed, come back. Don't go to the Paranormal Consultant page. Watch ours. So, number one place you're thinking of?
It was a little place that not a whole lot of people knew about. It's called Crybaby Bridge in Kershaw County, South Carolina.
Okay.
Every time we go there, it seems like the activity gets worse.
And you're not getting nervous about going back if it keeps getting worse?
No, because I keep pushing. I keep pushing it. Like there's a certain part where the bridge was. I was just told like the other day that they took the bridge away. I would cross over that threshold and I can feel like something there that didn't want me there, and I kept pushing further into its domain every time I got there.
Huh. That's something.
Number 2 is Poinsett in Travelers Rest, South Carolina. That's where I got in trouble with everybody that knows me. That's where I got in trouble at.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a story.
Yeah. I took rocks, and about a year and a half later was going to go take them back, and on the way out there, my tire blew on my truck.
Really? Now,
Yes.
is this where it was coming to you where you like to take things?
Yes. That was the very first thing that I took, was like a pair of rocks from Poinsett. And everyone was like, well, you need to go take them back. Well, I'm not going up there by myself because you have no cell phone reception when you get there.
Okay.
So we made a whole trip out of it. Not even halfway there. We weren't even a quarter of the way there. Tire blew on the interstate.
Oh, wow. Obviously, you guys made it out okay. It wasn't a big blowout.
Could have been.
Right. So, since you returned those stones, you haven't had any real issues?
No, they're still there a little bit.
Yeah. Didn't leave unscathed.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I tend not to take things from haunted locations. It's generally never good. Not if it's truly haunted place. Sometimes I worry about bringing dirt from my shoes. How about you, Mr. Gray? Have there ever been a few places that you've been to? Or is it similar as Seth here?
Well, I was actually with him most of the times that we went to Crybaby Bridge and the other bridge. I was there when the tire blew out and stuff. And that Crybaby Bridge is by far the most happy place I've ever been. Every time we go, multiple things happen, like noises in the water, random bugs come out of nowhere and attack us, like all kinds of crazy stuff. The EMF spikes like crazy out there. It's just so much going on.
Wow. So if I'm ever down that way, you guys need to take me there.
That's the number one spot.
Yeah, that always.
That sounds like a place I wouldn't mind grabbing some of my stuff and checking out. And there's a few, like I said, there's a few places here that I would take you to. Now Matt, he's closer to Gettysburg. you guys ever go and you want like a kind of semi-local tour, let him know, and he'd meet you there and show you what he knows. I guess he used to live there.
Okay.
So if you guys want kind of a semi-local guide, he'd take time to do it. No, I have not heard of the Florence Stockade. Is that local to you guys too?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead, Alex. Tell about your
That's
experience.
another place where a lot of stuff happens at. So
Go ahead and tell your most recent experience.
okay, the most recent experience was we were walking and we found a random pile of sticks in the shape of a teepee, just like in the middle of nowhere, and like that could have been anything, but that was kind of weird.
Right.
And the last time before that we went, me and Seth both went. We had fully charged phones, fully charged flashlights, and all of our stuff died. Our phones and our flashlights all at the same time. And that's probably one of the craziest things that's happened to me.
Yeah, that's actually that first picture or video that's in my pinned on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Really? See, now I have the attention that I will to kind of go back to your TikTok and like go back to number one and see what you got going on there. Is that off of National Cemetery Road?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where my uncle is buried at. There in the National Cemetery is actually farther down that road.
Okay.
A lot of people go out there, like to get a little high and.
It's a nice secluded place.
Yeah. Last time we were out there, somebody rolled up on us.
That's like one place that we go to a lot is a place called Guernsey Hollow in Frewsburg, New York, which is not too far from us. And yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. And part of the problem is teens like to go party and tear the place up. And, it's a shame because it was a nice little cemetery. It still is, but it's definitely more for the little town kid, high schoolers and such to go have fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a few times I thought about hiding up in the woods, and when teenagers or whatever go there to have fun, kind of make noises and scare them away. But if I do that, it'd be on camera.
Always.
Yeah, and Christine, some of you guys wouldn't know, and some of the people that are watching wouldn't know. Christine is engaged to my oldest son, and we took a couple of grandkids up to Guernsey Hollow when it was still kind of daylight, and let them use some of the equipment and such. And yeah, they had a lot of fun up there. Yeah, it's a place that has a lot of activity, but if you do it during the day, it's okay with kids. But when you start getting a little bit towards the night, it's not a good place to have younger kids there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed we were there a little later than what we wanted to, and it started to get a little, that twilight time frame, and we're getting ready to leave, and I could just tell the change of energy to the place, and it felt like there was stuff just waiting to interact with us, which we didn't want to interact because they were preteens. I don't believe the eldest one there was, I think she was 12 at the time, and the other was 8 years old. Sounds about right in age groups. And yeah, the Warren Mall. That's the mall I'm talking about. All kinds of activity there. I wish I could get back into the stores, but they're occupied and such. So, have you guys been into a public? Public. Have you guys been into a private residence since you've been part of a group yet?
I have someone that wants me to go, but I just don't have the time at the moment to go and do that because they're in Bennettsville, South Carolina.
A little bit of time away.
Yeah, it's about an hour.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit of travel time, especially you're there for a few hours and then you got to travel back. Yeah, so I can see where you're a little hesitant on getting the time to do that. Well, I was going to ask, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a private residence. Have you ever been in a situation where you guys were kind of nervous and scared to be, like you felt something heavy and kind of, bad juju is what I like to call.
I have felt that, but
They were 10 and 11, their age.
It doesn't affect me as everyone else. I guess like I have the Zach Baggins take on everything.
Come at me, bro.
That's pretty much it. Like, if it doesn't take me out or try to take me out, then it has no effect on me at all.
Okay. Well, everybody reacts differently.
Yeah.
Certain groups, I say, not everybody. But how about you, Mr. Gray?
Really not anything too much. I don't know. I can't really think of anything offhand.
Okay. Yeah, like my attitude when it gets to be, if I'm kind of on my own, like say I'm at work and something's going on, I'm a little more skittish, like, okay, what's going on? But when the group's around, I don't take it like as in, oh, there's a lot of people around me to protect me. I kind of get the energy and the strength of, hey, I need to watch out for these guys. So it gets me a little braver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More like I guess for lack of better words of my own, is a protective vibe. I don't want something to happen to them. I'd rather something happen to me, as in bad. So, yeah, there we go again. Stuttering over my words. That's because I got a few things going through my mind to ask, and they're all jumbling up. So, where do you guys see yourselves in a couple of years?
I would like to have a big presence on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. Having this to start becoming more of an income and start phasing out of doing like my actual job to that being my job, because I love what I do and I love where I work at, but I love this more than that, and I just want that to take over what I'm doing now.
By the way, manager, he's only saying this for the publicity of it. He loves his job. He's not leaving. This is just
Oh no, she told me that if I do make it big, she wants to join me. I was like, okay, that's fine.
So you both could leave.
Yep.
That's an honest answer from both of you. A lot of people try to sugarcoat it and say, we just want to be known. You know what I'm saying? You guys are right to the point. That's good. This has been fun, but time for me to go. Thanks for joining us tonight, Shannon. Anytime we do these shows every other Saturday night and bring on different teams and such. Sometimes we do live ghost hunts instead of bringing guests on. So it's a little mix of the two. So really appreciate you stopping in, and I appreciate you guys inviting her to watch and such. Definitely was great to have a newer crowd come in, ask new questions. Unfortunately, I don't know the places that you guys are talking about because, forgive me, but the state you guys are in really is not known for the paranormal. I mean, Pennsylvania, we got like Gettysburg and Philadelphia and such. Georgia's got Savannah. Louisiana is the whole state, they say.
Yeah, the only thing that we really have is Charleston, with the Battle of Charleston and
True enough.
Blackbeard. That's the only, when people come to South Carolina, it's either Myrtle Beach or Charleston. And we get some places in between.
But see, that's good for you guys, though.
Yep.
Doing this. Because, as you guys grow, which I see you guys growing, especially if you get really participating into your YouTube channel, there's going to be a lot of spots that people aren't knowing, and so they're going to want to watch because it's new places. Everybody's seen the Waverly Hills and the those type of places. So
that is the goal. That it is the goal to go to these not as well known places and be like, well, this is what we found. And I don't want to, me personally, I don't want to give out the actual locations,
right?
Because I know people will go there and destroy the area and make it to where we can't go back out there.
Yeah, because there'll be cops and stuff guarding it.
To a degree.
Yeah.
There is that possibility. The way we do things, or, well, I should say I've done things kind of local. Because unfortunately we started working on our YouTube when the pandemic hit. And so it's been really hard getting to places. But what we've done is we'll go to a place a couple times and then we'll release the location. There's a few spots that we might say, but we don't really give a lot of details to. So we kind of have our own little fun areas per se and things that we don't want to see destroyed.
Yep.
Obviously, we don't want to see nothing destroyed, but I'm sure you understand what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Some places like the little kids like cemetery, I've said where it's at a few times. I wouldn't be surprised if it got a little more active. But there's a lot of neighbors close by that like really watch this place. So I feel bad for anybody that tries to do anything there because they will be in trouble.
That sounds about like one of the places that we used to go to.
Which is good. I mean, they should, if you're around, you should keep an eye. I think I've even seen them, like, the neighbors drive by a couple times and, like, take a picture of the vehicle out front just in case. I assume just in case. It might be a little borderline creepy, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But, so that's now. Do you want to primarily stay on YouTube and like this type of social media, or are you hoping to make it big enough to be on TV?
I'm good with YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll be good with YouTube because if you go like TV, they'd want you to go to all these other places that people's already been to,
and the thing about TV is they almost control what you do. You sign contracts and stuff. For YouTube, you can make whatever video you want. You don't have to do what anyone says.
They don't kind of control; they fully control.
Yeah,
that's why I think what happened to Ghost Hunters is when they first started, everything was so new in the paranormal TV realm that they were able to do what they wanted, and then as it grew, they lost all control of everything. So that's what I think happened there, and I think that's why Grant left the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys watched Ghost Hunters at all or not.
Used to watch it way back then when it was happening.
Yeah,
when it was halfway decent.
Yeah,
no doubt. Yeah, guys, forgive me. I keep drawing blanks. um, my day went from work, and I worked overtime today, so that made it nice and fun. Then a couple of odds and ends after work, and then I got home, quickly threw some hot dogs on the stove, and got this set up to go. So I definitely hope that you guys are open to coming back another day.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Not that we have to end this now. I'm not trying to head that way quite yet. We're
Yeah.
not far from there, but because I still got to work in the morning. That's why I like to do it on Saturday nights, because I don't ever work Sunday, so I get to kind of relax the next day. But so all right, away from the social media side of things, where do you guys think you'd be if you didn't have the social media? Would you still do this?
Yeah, because I was doing it before I had any of these social medias before. Because like 2009, whenever I started doing it, I just had pictures or just digital camera, just you know, see what I could see and stuff like that. I didn't think about posting it and everything. That wasn't even like a thought.
Right. Okay.
And if social media, if this age wasn't like the online or the digital era, as they call it,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably still be doing the same thing. I'd just take pictures, go do my thing, and keep on rolling.
And you, Mr. Gray?
Yeah, I'll be doing the same thing. I would definitely still do this because I enjoy it.
Nice.
I started off doing it without posting it too. I never even recorded it or took pictures. We would just go explore stuff.
Nice. Now, what got you guys into this?
What got me into it is Seth and some other of our friends. They were just going one night and they invited me to go, and ever since then I was hooked.
You were there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you went first because mine's a little lengthy.
You didn't hesitate. Go ahead while I take a flip.
So, mine started back in 2007. My grandparents, I was staying with them because they had health problems. It was like 2008. This is right when Facebook started getting its popularity and everything. I remember being in my grandparents' house downstairs, and I heard something fall into the kitchen. Went and looked. I thought that somebody was there messing around. It's like, all right, that's fine. People like to mess around with people around here anyway. So put the stuff back where it belonged. I wasn't paying no attention to it. It happened again. I was like, well, something's not right here. So what I did is that I cleared the house. Had like a butcher's knife with me. Cleared each room, closed all the doors, turned the lights off, and the hallway door. With the hallway door, it was difficult because in order for it to actually close, you had to slam it shut. Well, I slammed it shut. Everything was locked and everything was good. Went back downstairs, started doing my thing again, and it opened and slammed shut by itself. I was like, well, that startled me a little bit. I called my mom up. I was like, hey, are you up? She's like, yeah, why? I was like, I'll tell you when I get there. And I left. This is about like 2:00 in the morning. I was like,
You're out.
That was the first time I was scared because I didn't know what was going on, and that started it.
Right. And that was the bug that bit you.
Yep.
Yeah, mine started off with actually goofing on ghost hunters. Now, I've always been a believer, and I've always had things happen to me throughout the years. But me and one of my co-founders, Lee, we both worked at a local food production company here, and we used to core peppers for pepper sauce and such. One of the things of ghost hunters is when they first started was plumbers by day ghost hunters at night. Well, we'd say pepper poppers during the day, ghost hunters at night, and we kind of goofed on them a little bit, and then it progressed from there to where we are now. So without ghost hunters, we probably wouldn't have ever started a group. But we actually started. We're Warren Area Society of Paranormal, and we actually, when me and Lee were first starting talking about this, we were going to call ourselves WAHA, and which would have stood for Warren Area Haunting Association. But we got voted out. The rest of the group said that doesn't sound professional. We'll be laughed at. I was like, well, that's some of the purpose, because it's more easy to remember. Who you gonna call Waha? But so that's how we started. How I started in paranormal investigating. But I definitely had experiences my whole life with the paranormal. So I've been a believer. Lee's kind of skeptic. How about you guys? You both believers?
Firm.
I'm a little bit of a skeptic. I'm leaning towards more starting to believe it with some of the stuff I've seen. But that's the whole reason I really wanted to keep doing this, to get answers myself. And it's working, and it's starting to make me believe the more stuff I see.
Nice. Yeah. Everybody in your group's kind of along the same minds. You got 100% skeptic.
Some of them were on the fence, but there was one incident. I think everyone that was on the fence is a firm believer. The way how this story goes is that we were at Poinsett. The flashlight that I had at that point in time, it died. But right before it died, it was red for like a minute, and then it just turned off. And when it turned off, it wouldn't turn back on, wouldn't do none of that.
Okay.
And as soon as it did that, the people that were there, they left. They ran back to the vehicle, and I'm just standing there like, why are y'all running? There's nothing here. But that was the scariest that I've seen them, and I think that made them go from, I don't believe, to, you know what, there is something out there that can do stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I can see where that could do that. So, have you guys ever been in a situation where you've seen something paranormal, but didn't have nothing on you to record it?
No.
It's a no for me too.
Always got my phone. Always have a camera that's close by.
And have you seen like anything full like apparition or anything like that?
I have a picture. We were in this mill in Seneca, South Carolina. It made a noise in one direction, and me being, I wouldn't say professional, but the veteran of this, I started taking pictures in different areas. And one picture, I could see something peering around a pillar, and the next one, I could see an orb leaving out the building.
Wow. Wow. And you, Mr. Gray?
Every ghost experience I've had, I have caught on camera. Like the flashlights dying at the stockade with Seth, and then I explored an abandoned house a couple years ago. Before I even met these guys, I wasn't even into it yet. I just went out and did it to have fun with my friends, and we caught somebody knocking, and we caught footsteps on tape that we didn't even hear it at the time until we reviewed it.
Nice. Now, speaking of earlier, you guys said you're getting pretty handy at finding abandoned places and such. What type of location do you like to investigate the most? Like empty buildings, cemeteries, woods?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, we don't discriminate when it comes to abandoned places.
We like everything.
So nothing about the other. Wherever there's a place that seems like you're there.
Yep.
Correct.
Whichever one has the best story really is what we go for.
Nice.
And usually it's whenever we're traveling somewhere during the day, we'll see it, we'll pin it onto our maps, and then share it with each other later on.
Now, do you mainly go at night, or do you do any day investigations?
We have never done a day investigation. I do not believe.
I like doing night just for the effect, and it's just better for videos because it makes it that much better, I guess.
It makes it a little spookier, but
Yeah, that's good for the videos and stuff.
Now, the only time that I've done anything during the day is when I go see my dad at his gravesite. I do pick up things from whenever I do that, but that's really about it.
The only time I ever film anything during the day is if I know that's going to be my only chance where I can be there and I have to leave soon. I'll go ahead and film something then, but that's the only time.
But pretty much by the sounds of it, it's because you guys are looking for the atmosphere.
Yeah,
of the nighttime.
Yeah.
We're all like night owls.
I'll be honest with you. The only time I've seen apparitions, what I feel is apparitions, was in broad daylight. Like we were up at Guernsey Hollow, the cemetery. It was in the middle of July, nice sunny Sunday afternoon, like 1 in the afternoon, and we went there to look it over. So we didn't want to like see a fresh grave or something that we're gonna fall into. Checking out the location so we didn't get hurt. And we arrived in 2 cars, and everybody seen them in both cars, and it looked like a middle-aged couple with like their church clothes, sundress, suit, vest, and tie. And we even said, "Hey guys, watch where you're taking pictures," because we were trying to be respectful of people. And they just kind of walked off to the side of this 5.5-foot wrought iron fence, only one exit, and we were there when they were just gone. And the place is surrounded by woods, so it's not like they're going through the woods in their Sunday best.
Yeah,
I mean it's possible, but not probable. And the fence had those spiky pokey top, and you could see the whole cemetery as soon as you step to it. So it's not like it's a huge cemetery. It's like 20 feet by 20 feet.
That almost sounds like Salem Black River.
You speaking to him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I say. Because that's not connecting to any. You're messing around with your phone. But so it's so it does happen during the daytime where things happen. And that's one time, that's what made me think about, have you always had something with you? And we did that day. We had stuff with us. We were just trying to be too respectful to the people there.
Yeah.
And, how would you feel all of a sudden 2 carloads full of people show up and start snapping pictures of you? To be like, what the hell are you doing?
Exactly.
But, well, guys, I think in the interest of me getting some sleep tonight, I need to jump off this. You freeze up there, Seth? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I was responding to a text message.
You're good. You just stood perfectly still for a second. Maybe you froze up. But, I get up at 3 in the morning and head to work. So it's like, So, and I drive for a living, so they like it when I'm not too tired. I like it when I'm not too tired.
Oh, yeah.
I drive city bus, so it's a pretty big vehicle going down the road to fall asleep on. Not that you should fall asleep on any vehicle, but so I have you guys' interest of coming back on another day.
Yeah,
definitely.
Most definitely.
Because you guys, I had a lot of fun chatting with you guys tonight, and hopefully it sounds like you've done the same. Hopefully you guys got a little more relaxed by the end of the show. It's the first couple minutes. It's always like, I've been doing this for a while, and I still got the jitters for that minute or two.
Oh yeah, most
But
definitely. Yeah.
it's nice when the chat's able to be here. Thursday night, they're not used to me being live, so a lot of people will catch this on the replay, I'm sure. So with that, I thank you for being on, and I will reach out to you soon.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you
for
guys.
having us.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You do the same.
Bye.
Go.
Well, guys, thank you for another fun Saturday night. No, Thursday night. Really appreciate you guys stopping in. All you new folks that decided to join us. Really appreciate it. Hopefully, you'll come back for more shows. Seth and Mr. Gray you heard it here, willing to come back. So I didn't make it too grueling for them, which is great. It was a excellent night. I'm sure there's a lot more stories and a lot more that they have to share with us. And once again, if you have not been to their Facebook and page and their YouTube page, go like and subscribe. I got a feeling these guys are going to be up and coming YouTubers and such. They look like they have the energy to start getting that ball rolling for them. So don't wait until they're big and try to talk to them. This is the time to talk to them now. So with that, you guys have a wonderful night, and I guess until I find something different to say, stay fedorable. Hello? Hello?